Did you know that Australia has a population of about 22.7 million people, while it is home to nearly 200 million rabbits? That's almost 10 times more rabbits than humans. These rabbits have caused so much destruction in Australia that the government has officially declared them a destructive pest. For Australia, rabbits are a harmful species, and the country has tried and failed every possible way to get rid of them. On the other hand, China has imported more than 4 million rabbits over the past 30 years. Not to eat them, but to conduct a unique experiment in the Kubuki Desert. And the results of this experiment left the entire world shocked. Welcome once again to ZMTV. When a desert expands and swallows fertile land, turning it into barren wasteland, this process is called desertification. One of the biggest victims of desertification is China's Kubuki Desert. There was a time when this desert was expanding at a rate of nearly 500,000 acres every year, consuming fertile land year after year. China made countless efforts to slow down this process. During the 1950s and 1960s, several projects were launched. Sand control stations were built, and trees were planted in the desert. But this ocean of sand remained uncontrollable. Then one day, a local entrepreneur named Wang Wanbiao changed everything. Wang invested his own money into a strange and unconventional idea. He began placing dry shrubs in square patterns across hundreds of acres of desert land. Between these squares, he planted willow trees. Willows are special trees that can survive with very little water because their roots can grow as deep as 300 feet underground to search for moisture. Their wood is used in paper and furniture manufacturing, but only if the trees can survive in the desert. In the Kubuki Desert, strong winds constantly scatter sand, causing the trapped moisture to evaporate quickly. To protect the willow saplings from these winds, shrubs were planted around them. At first, people laughed at Wang, calling him crazy for trying to grow trees in a desert. But no one understood his vision. For the first 3 years, everything went well. Then a new problem emerged. The willow trees required special maintenance. If the wood was to be sold to the paper and furniture industries, the new branches had to be cut regularly so the main trunk could grow thicker. Doing this manually in the desert was extremely difficult and expensive. And this is where the story takes a surprising turn. This was the moment when rabbits entered the picture, specifically, Rex rabbits. Rex rabbits are a special breed known for their fur, which is as soft as otter fur and is used to make luxury clothing. But why were rabbits brought here? Because of one small habit that completely transformed the ecosystem of the Kubuki Desert. Rex rabbits love eating the fresh, thin shoots that grow on willow trees. As they kept eating these new branches, the main trunks of the trees grew thicker and stronger. Paper companies bought this wood at high prices. The rabbits got food, and the industry got raw material. Both the environment and the economy began to benefit. But this was only the beginning. As you already know, willow roots extend deep into the ground up to 300 feet. These roots strengthened the structure of the sand, preventing it from being blown away by strong winds. Moisture stayed trapped in the soil instead of evaporating. Meanwhile, the rabbits began showing their real magic. Rabbit waste acted as a natural fertilizer, becoming a valuable product in China's zero-waste system. Rex rabbits also reproduce rapidly. A single female can give birth to up to 50 babies in a year. As the rabbit population increased, so did the fertilizer, making the soil even more fertile. Soon, sand turned into farmland. Organic vegetables began to grow. Rex rabbits have another remarkable trait. They can digest grass but cannot digest grass seeds. The seeds pass through their system and come out intact in their waste. Over time, grass began to multiply naturally. In other words, the rabbits didn't just maintain the willow trees, they helped grow grass, fertilized the land, and even produced valuable fur that was sold at high prices. This created a self-sustaining cycle. The rabbits literally turned the desert green. After the success of this experiment, Wang didn't stop. He rented 100 bulldozers to level sand dunes, filled pits, flattened land, and planted more willow trees. Local people were encouraged to raise Rex rabbits. With help from the Chinese government, millions of rabbits were imported and distributed among villagers. Every home became a small farm. This project continued for 10 years and the entire region was transformed. The Kubuki Desert covers an area of about 18,600 square kilometers. According to UN reports, nearly 33% of it, around 6,250 square kilometers, has turned green. This transformation is the result of more than 30 years of effort. Once known as the Sea of Death, Kubuki is now called an ecological marvel. But it wasn't just the environment that changed, people's lives changed too. The Chinese government invested 3 billion yuan, around $400 million, to build new villages and provide employment. Today, millions of acres support livelihoods. Over 2,000 farms operate in the region, selling about 3 million Rex rabbits every year. The average farmer now earns nearly $9,600 annually. People who once fled the desert are now prosperous. An estimated 10,000 lives have been transformed. By 2017, reporters observed that the environment had improved tenfold. Trees, grass, animals, and humans now coexist in harmony. But a question naturally arises: if rabbits can restore deserts, why are they so dangerous in Australia? The reason is simple. Before 1859, Australia had no rabbits at all. A British settler released just 24 rabbits for hunting. Within 70 years, their population exploded beyond control. In Australia, rabbits live freely in their natural habitat. In China, they are kept in a controlled environment and used only in ways that benefit the ecosystem. That is why rabbits are a curse in Australia, but a blessing in China. And the Kubuki story doesn't end here. The world's largest solar panel image was also built here, the Juanma solar power plant. Spread across 6,000 acres with nearly 5 million solar panels, it forms the shape of a running horse when viewed from space. According to Guinness World Records, it is the largest solar panel image in the world. By 2022, the plant had generated 2.3 billion kilowatt-hours of energy, saving 7,600 tons of coal and reducing carbon dioxide emissions by 1.8 million tons. But this power plant does more than generate electricity. The panels block direct sunlight, reducing evaporation beneath them. Grass grows under the panels, and Rex rabbits are used to graze it. The rabbits eat the grass and spread seeds through their waste, further fighting desertification. Wind speed in the area has dropped by 50%, reducing sand displacement and allowing new fertile land to form naturally. Today, sheep, goats, ducks, and rabbits live together in the Kubuki Desert. Grass grows under solar panels, and willow forests surround the area. What was once the Sea of Death is now the Sea of Life, all because of the intelligent use of a small rabbit. Researchers around the world now call this model an eco-economic revolution. Reports suggest that nearly 50% of the world is desert, and 40% is affected by desertification. Countries across Europe and the United States are now studying China's model. The message of the Kubuki Desert is clear: when humans and nature work together, even a sea of death can be transformed into a garden of life. We hope you enjoyed this ZMTV video. Don't forget to like, share, and leave your valuable comments. See you in the next amazing video.